The Brooklyn Nets point guard Kyrie Irving has been making more than a few hints at his wishes to re-sign with the team this summer. But will there be any complications on his side or the other party? Or is there a more lucrative offer waiting for this high-profile athlete? Keep on watching to find out more in today's video. First up, Kyrie Irving is set on re-signing with the Brooklyn Nets, despite the team's early elimination. Although the Brooklyn Nets season was cut short, Kyrie Irving is already looking ahead to next season. During his post-game press conference, shortly after the Nets were eliminated, Kyrie made it very apparent that he intended to re-sign with Brooklyn. Kyrie has the option to opt out of his contract's final year this summer. If he does, it appears that it will be in Brooklyn to sign a contract extension. "There's no question about where I'm going and how this is going to happen," Irving said in a statement. "I'm here with Durant, but I'm also here to build a great team." He further added, "When I say I'm here with Kevin, I think that it really entails us managing this franchise together alongside Joe Tsai, the team owner, and Sean Marks, the GM, and just our group of family members that we have in our locker room, in our organization," Irving said. This isn't particularly unexpected. Since Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are somewhat linked at this stage in their careers, it wouldn't make sense for them to split this offseason, especially because they've only played one season together. Furthermore, we're not convinced that Kyrie would find a large market. Despite his exceptional talent, many in the league don't believe he's worth the bother, especially on a long-term deal, which he will almost certainly pursue this offseason as he approaches his 31st season. Not only that, but the Nets are just as reliant on Kyrie as they are on Durant, especially after dealing James Harden this season. And at his post-game press conference, Kyrie made it clear that he was flying as the team's owner and general manager. The Brooklyn Nets lost to the Celtics 116-112, with many fans of the game claiming Irving should have been on the winning side of the court. Despite their loss, the 30-year-old point guard told reporters that he intends to stay with the team long-term. He still has one more year left on his deal and is eligible for a maximum 5-year extension this summer. "In terms of my extension, man, I don't really plan on going anywhere," Irving said in a statement post-Game 4. "This is added motivation for our franchise to be at the top of the league for the next few years. I'm just looking forward to the summer, just building with our guys here." Irving also stressed his wish to build the team's foundation as a unit since day one. Irving only appeared in 29 games during the regular season as a result of his unwillingness to receive a COVID-19 vaccine, as required by New York City's mandate. He didn't make his home debut until March 27th, 3 days after New York City Mayor Eric Adams decided to exempt athletes and artists from the mandate. The Nets were 39-35 entering Irving's first game in Brooklyn, and he participated in 14 out of 15 games. The point guard further stated that this wasn't just between him and Durant, but it also involves the team's owner Joe Tsai and general manager Sean Marks, including their respective team members present in their locker rooms and the organization. Irving is intent on building the cornerstones of the team, along with Ben Simmons as well as the rest of the team, and also stated that they just needed to execute a few tactics off-season in a fun and enjoyable manner. Irving's declaration to build a squad and a family might sound good, but there are still a lot of hurdles not only he needs to clear off, but the team as well. First, Irving will have to decide if he wants to opt into his $36.9 million player option for the 2022-23 season. Irving could make up to $245.6 million if he opts out and re-signs on a 5-year deal, according to SpotTrack. If he chooses to stay, he could sign a 3- or 4-year deal worth $190 million. The Nets will have to decide on 7 free agents, including all-round wing Bruce Brown, in addition to Irving's contract and Simmons' current position. Durant and Irving are 2 of the 7 players who have signed contracts for the next season. So who's to blame for the Brooklyn Nets' early exit in the game? Although Kyrie Irving has nothing but good intentions for the team, this isn't enough motivation, and the team needs to sit down and analyze its weak points this season. There are a couple of factors and players responsible for the Nets' disastrous season. Let's start with the following players. Ben Simmons. The Brooklyn Nets have to work better in handling their small forward, if we're being too honest. Ben Simmons' reluctance of working is a concern, especially for a team that could have capitalized on his abilities while masking some of his flaws. He was only acquired a few months ago during the NBA trade deadline. Who knows if his nagging back pain is real? Maybe yes, maybe not, but bringing him back during a playoff series was always a hazardous move, and this outcome was always a foregone conclusion once it became evident that he would not participate in the last months of the regular season. Still, Ben Simmons has just recently arrived in Brooklyn, and it would be unfair to hold him responsible for a season that seemed doomed from the start. However, Simmons' agent Rich Paul stressed that the player's herniated disc wasn't the only reason he wasn't playing. According to Rich, Simmons needed more support and more help to get there, while also highlighting that mental health also plays a vital role in his performance. performance. Simmons was supposed to play in Game 4 against the Celtics, but he was ruled out after waking up with back pain the day before the game, according to ESPN. Simmons' mental health was well publicized before he was acquired by Brooklyn in a blockbuster trade that sent James Harden to Philadelphia in February. James Harden, the Nets shooting guard, also played a role in the team's early demise this season. James Harden appeared to anticipate being the third option on this Nets squad, a role he looks to be enjoying with the Philadelphia 76ers. But a lot of factors got in the way. Given what the Nets gave up in a trade for him less than 18 months ago, and the money he's making right now, he should have been willing to go up the ladder. Whether or not his hamstring injury was severe enough that he couldn't possibly make it to training camp in shape, he left the squad. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant might be undergoing the worst playoff series in his career, but there's no denying that he also owns partial blame for the team's loss. Nevertheless, props to him for being a good teammate. And hey, he managed to keep the team together even after his injury during the regular season. Kyrie Irving. It's hardly Kyrie Irving's fault that he was a member of one of the 7 NBA teams that refused to allow unvaccinated home players to play. Despite the vaccine controversy this season, Kyrie has been a distraction almost everywhere he's played, predating both the immunizations and his flat earth views. Just looking at his play on the court, his weak and inconsistent performance deserves at least a call-out. He's dazzling when he's on, but he's outrageously unreliable, as likely to drop 40 on a highlight reel as he is to go 3-15. Head coach Steve Nash. It's clear why so many supporters want Brooklyn Nets coach Steve Nash fired after being completely outcoached by Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka. Although we gotta admit that Nash inherited one of the most problematic circumstances in the history of modern sports, it's undoubtedly a testament to his locker room management that no additional fights have surfaced, but he's also putting way too many on Durant's plate. While it's true that he never developed a strong defense or complex offense, it's unreasonable to expect that of him, since there are no decent role players. Last but not least, we have the front office. If Kevin Durant hadn't missed 2 months and Joe Harris hadn't missed the final 5, the team would be very different. At the deadline, the front staff made a wise move by moving the dissatisfied, bad energy-bringing Harden. However, knowing that Harris might not play the remainder of the season, the team's decision to trade the 6'5" Harden for a small guard in Curry, a big man in Andre Drummond, and Ben Simmons' questionable physical and mental health was directly responsible for the team's lack of rotation players. If no Harden trade package had a ready-to-play swingman in the desired height range, the team should have scouted the market in lesser trades and the buyout market more thoroughly. Simmons' lack of playing time is partly due to the front office's failure to be firm enough about its expectations that he would eventually play. And with that, we're wrapping up today's video about Kyrie Irving's clear wishes to re-sign with the Brooklyn Nets. What do you think the team needs to improve on? Let us know in the comments section below. Hey, before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Watch